All right, what is up, guys? I'm just gonna go ahead and get straight into it as usual. Today I ended up trading some ESs in basically yesterday's overnight action or today's overnight action. And I also got into some option 0DTE trades. We're gonna talk about the 0DTE trades because I think that that's gonna be more interesting. Um, as you guys know, it's not like every day you can go out of your way to trade 0DTEs, but today was FOMC, which means that volatility was in the market. As you guys know, when volatility is in the market, that's when 0DTEs tend to be something you want to go ahead and trade. Now, the reason being is because you can get really good, cheap option contracts that can go up 30, 40, 50% almost in an instant, right? So, as you can tell by the title of the video, I made 80% on two different trades. Well, one trade was 50%, the other trade was 30%. Both of the trades I took only for the meter to move. I didn't want to go ahead and overstay my welcome. We are going to be looking at my trades via Top Step X charting. I do use Thinkorswim, but I have that closed and I'm now using my Top Step X account. You're probably going to hear my dog growling in the background, but anyways, let's get straight into it. So I ended up basically taking some SPY calls, 0DTE calls, and I scooped them up about right here is where I scooped them up. In this vicinity, I had picked up 10 562 call options right here. At that current time, they were priced at 40 cents a contract. We got a nice surge here, a nice rip up, and I had gotten. Let me pull up the 2 minute because I can tell you exactly where I got out on the 2 minute. On the 2 minute chart, so keep in mind I got in around this vicinity, basically because we were holding previous day lows after the soak up. We held previous day lows nicely, surged up, and I took my profits on this candle, almost the top. Honestly, I might have top ticked this. Essentially on this candle, these contracts ended up making me about 50%. I got in at 40, I got out basically at 80 cents, and then or near 80 cents. Then for the second trade, I'll have to pull up a 5 minute on this. It was another long opportunity. Basically, I noticed that there was a little bit of an inefficiency here in this level. So when we got this flush out, I ended up buying. I'm not even joking. I bottom ticked the option contracts. The option contract that I got into was 561 calls, which were being priced at 13 cents a contract. And I ended up getting out of these once we got back up here. I wish I held, obviously, as price action is still going up. Actually, what are these being priced at right now? Let me check really quick because this is still live. These are 562 61s. Wow, so these are well over 100% now. I made 30% on these. These are now pushing 100%. Insane. So, I got these at 13 cents, and I sold these at 43 cents. So, pretty decent move right here. So, like I said, I caught the dead ass low, and I rode it all the way up to here, and I got out knowing that there was some sort of inefficiency. It's something that I know that I can spot on the market. I won't go too much into details because it's an edge that I have on it, but I took that long position, nailed that, and my option contract or my options account is looking very nice, up quite nicely on that account here. And then let's go over the overnight session, because I did trade my Top Step X accounts. As you guys can see, all of my accounts are going to be green. It would show red if I was having a red day. This would show red. It would just block the P&L. So obviously all of my accounts are green. These four are linked, but this one's a separate one because I don't want to have all my risk on just one basically account. I like to kind of have four that are combined, and I have one where I can take a little bit more risky setups. But anyways, in the overnight, as soon as out the gate we opened up with a huge momentum surge because Besant had come out basically stating that the U.S. is meeting with China in Switzerland to discuss trading deals. I can go into a whole laundry list of reasons why this move was front run. I won't go too far into it. I'll just let you know that that news was kind of irrelevant in my opinion, because we already knew that they were gonna meet up. The only difference between when Benson stated that was where they were meeting. We know that China was gonna meet with the U.S. We just don't know when it was gonna happen and where it was gonna happen at. So it was a front ran move in my opinion. You know, obviously that's probably why we came back down to test previous day lows, is clearly because, I mean, because look, we were at the lows and then we ripped up, came right back down. This was completely front ran, and to even show how front ran this was, look at the 1 minute on this trade here. I mean, look at this. Where we at? Are we on the 6th? Okay, we gotta get to the 7th. Hold up. Where's that at? Where we at? Am I confused here? Where's... Because this happened almost instantaneous. It's right here. Okay. Look at this. This is a 1 minute candle. This is 2 minutes. This is so unsustainable. A 2 minute move like this in aftermarket. Like, this is not FOMC. Meanwhile, there is FOMC. But this is not an FOMC, you know, esque move. This is not a, you know, an earnings play move. This is just like news came out. They overshot, front ran it. And I got short. So I got short 2 MESs on this candle. And then I got short an ES somewhere around here. And I rode my ES to about, because that's exponential risk. I didn't really want to be in an ES, but I got in it anyways. I think I got out like about here. And then I rode the MESs to this flush. And then I covered it. As you guys can see, why I've covered wick here, wick here, wick here. There was clear support. So I just covered into that action. And then via my other accounts, I essentially basically scaled into a position. I ended up getting a starter short here. And then I just started scaling. Like, as we started failing, especially when we broke this trend line, I had scaled. And I covered into this washout here. I wish I obviously, as always, I wish I held throughout the whole overnight, but I didn't. So I think I caught this washout. Fell asleep, woke up like around 4 o'clock in the morning. Which is about here. Yeah, about here. I ended up taking another short position. Right against these this line I have across. I'm sorry for all the arms, by the way. But basically across this line, because as you can see, this is basically support from here. Now seems like it's turning into resistance. So we actually have that nice pop. Started getting basically short. It was at 4. So I started getting short around here. And I wish I covered, you know, in this flush out. But I think I got out like right here is where I got out. Yeah, I got out right here. Like literally right here. That's where I got out. So I didn't get this whole flush out. We had a nice pop. Got over VWAP. Failed it. And then obviously we had the pre-market open. We failed out and flushed out. And FOMC has come in, and yeah, that's basically it. So those were the trades that I took some nice overnight trades, took some good 0DTE trades, had a really good P&L day. Like I said, the purpose of these videos is not to flex the P&L. There is no reason to flex P&Ls. It's just to show you guys the theses behind my trades. It was clean, concise, knowing that move right over here, in my opinion, was just a little bit too excessive, especially for the news that was released. You would think that this type of move, I mean, bro, we're talking about, this is almost an 80-point move off of the news that we're going to meet with China. Understand, even we already knew we were going to meet with China. You know what I'm saying? That was news that was released a while ago. The only thing that they explained was that they're meeting in Switzerland. So I knew that this move was so unsustainable. An 87-point move in the span of, what, 10 minutes possibly? You know, that's unsustainable. That's just understanding price action and understanding that, hey, there's going to be a form of a pullback somehow, some way. And we ended up getting it, especially because FOMC was literally the same day. This is right out the gate, 6 p.m. Eastern, you know, preparing for May 7th. So just my thought process behind why I shorted that. And obviously, I already gave you guys the trades on the 0DTE's. I just utilized previous day lows here, wrote it up, and that was basically it. And then I caught a nice little dip right here for the soak up as well. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video breakdown. And that's essentially all. Later, guys.